In this video, we are looking at simple nutrition for total bodily health. So welcome everybody, welcome to George Coaching. I'm Jimmy George and I'm here with Paula George, and today we are talking simple nutrition for total body health. So before we jump in, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to like and hit the bell to be notified every time that we publish a video. And if you're listening on audio, then follow us on whatever platform you're listening to us on. So we are going to go into simple nutrition for total body health. So let's go straight into it. What makes up a balanced diet? What are the main points that make it up?
So a good diet is made up of, or most people's diets are made up of a mixture of proteins, carbohydrates, fats, and vitamins and minerals. But not all proteins, carbohydrates, and healthy fats, etc., are sort of made equal. So proteins are essential for tissue repair, muscle growth, immune function. So that would include fish, meat, legumes, lentils, etc. Carbohydrates, that's the energy food that we have, and it's found in whole grains, fruits, vegetables, and starchy vegetables as well. So potatoes, it can be found in rice, pasta. Then there's fats. I don't think we're going to go into sort of the deep dive on fats in this podcast, but we're going to look at healthy fats. And there are unhealthy fats as well, but healthy fats, they support your brain function, they support hormone production, and they can be found in avocados, nuts, oily fish, olive oil, and then vitamins and minerals, which are necessary for body functions, immune support, and that will be your fruits, vegetables, and minerals. Well, calcium, magnesium, they can be found in things like milk, for example. So yeah, that's sort of the basics of most people in the UK's diet, I would say.
And that's a great overview of what a balanced diet is. And there's lots of different things out there that can get you off track from making that the bulk of your diet. But they're the main things that will be in your nutrition that will make sure that you're keeping healthy and that you're getting the nutrition that your body needs. So something else that is really important, which is really obvious and it gets talked about a lot, but it's hydration. It's so important for your body. The percentage of your body is made up so much of water. So what's the key things that having good hydration brings to your body?
Well, we should be aiming for about 8 glasses a day. And there are plenty of trackers that people can download to help keep track of their water. I mean, it aids digestion, it hydrates us, it helps us with nutrient absorption, it helps to detoxify our bodies. Food can be very hydrating, so it's not just about drinking gallons and gallons of water. So cucumbers, watermelon, leafy greens can all be, citrus fruits can all be hydrating.
And hydration gives you energy as well. It's one of those things that people will often forget when they're seeking a way of bringing some energy back into their body, and it could be to have a glass of water. And them other things like cucumber and things that will help hydration can give you energy at the same time.
What was the story you heard? Was it yesterday or the day before, where there was a poll asking whether people remember drinking?
Yeah, so on a popular radio show, they were talking about us growing up. And I grew up in the 80s and 90s, and it was, do you remember drinking water? And it's a really interesting question because I don't particularly remember it being a thing. I don't particularly remember people telling you to be hydrated and to drink water. I very rarely remember drinking a glass of water. It was always with some sort of juice in it, or lots of tea. Milk was a massive thing as well. So yeah, I think it is now becoming as health and as wellness is developing and we're understanding it more, that we're understanding that what water brings to us, what hydration brings to us. However, we'll probably have to make another video about this because as we learned, water comes in different levels as well. How good water and the water quality that you're absorbing is good can be for you. So it shows that just through the decades and through marketing and through trends, I remember there being one name that we would call orange juice, and it was the brand name. And so it's how you get marketed to. So we're trying to look at what is key to nutrition, and obviously water is so important. But yeah, I think we'll make a note that that's going to be another topic that we'll talk about.
Well, absolutely, because when you're thinking about water, and we're saying, yes, you should drink water and it's very good for you, but we also know that in certain sporting scenarios, drinking too much water can actually not be such a good thing for you. And there are stories of athletes and participation athletes who will do, say, an endurance event and not understand that how we have to balance water and salts in the body, and that can be an issue as well. So yeah, water's a big topic, and we should have another conversation about that.
Exactly. So we'll do that. We'll put that into the list as to topics we're going to talk about. Now we are big fans of supplementation, and we talk to a lot of people about supplementation, and I've got a long history, and you have of supplements. So when we talk about supplements, we're talking about pharmaceutical grade supplements. We're not talking about shop bought ones. We're talking about ones that are made at a pharmaceutical level. But what is the point of taking that level of supplementation when we're talking about simply keeping your body healthy?
Well, I believe even with the best intentions, we can have gaps in our nutrition with modern lifestyles, busy lives, and as balanced as you try and keep your diet. I believe there are nutrient gaps. There's also environmental things to consider with the quality of the soil that our food is grown in. There's a massive business of processed food, which doesn't have, maybe the quality of raw ingredients that unprocessed food might have, and modern day living. So stress and maybe missing meals, etc., can all lead to a depletion of optimal nutrients. And I believe that taking good quality supplements can just help bridge that gap. And somebody once described it as it's like the cherry on top of the cake. You go for the best quality diet that you can have, and then supplement, which is why they called that. You're adding to. It's not a replacement. You're just adding to the best diet that you can probably have.
It's a great description, and another thing to add to that is, as soon as you take a piece of fruit or vegetable off of what it's grown or out of the soil, it begins to lose its nutritional value. It starts to reduce in how much it has in it. So if that's sat in the shop or it's been in a transportation for 5 days, and it's sat in the shop for 5 days, and it sits in your fruit bowl for 5 days, it's reducing in nutritional quality. So if you're saying, well, I have my 5 or 7 a day or whatever, it might be that it's not actually giving you the nutrition that you need. Or we know from when we've travelled, when you travel international, there just isn't that option. There literally isn't that option to be able to get in nutrient dense foods. So the supplements where you're having them periods where you just cannot get that food into you. So we're big fans of that.
Yeah, and I think you're talking about sort of how food degrades, and in any supermarket you're going to be able to get your, I don't know, strawberries from Spain, or your something from Australia, or something else from somewhere else. And when you actually think about how far some of that food is traveling, it with the best refrigeration and storage, etc., I'm just not sure how those nutrients survive all of that travel. I don't know, but I suspect that there is a degradation there, and I just think that adding some supplements just tops all of that up and helps. And I guess the other thing is just if you can buy as local as possible, whenever possible. And again, it's not always simple, it's not always easy, but I think it's a good aim.
Yeah, absolutely it is. We're going to talk more about supplements and the effects of them, how to use them in one of our next videos as well. But let's go into how to incorporate better nutrition into your daily life. So just three simple points that we can give people off the back of this on how to have it in your daily life.
So I guess you could prioritize sort of whole nutrient dense foods in every meal. And I guess some people might not understand what nutrient dense food is. So if it's okay, we'll spend a couple of minutes just explaining what that is. I mean, it's essentially food that's rich in your vitamins, minerals, and other nutrients that's important for health. So it will be food that's not too processed, doesn't have too much saturated fat. And the nutrient density is the amount of nutrients that is available to you for the amount of calories consumed. So, for example, you may get highly calorific food, but it doesn't actually have a lot of nutritional value added to it. So nutrient dense means it's nutritionally very valuable for the amount of calories that you're consuming.
That's a great description. Absolutely. So I think the next point would be it's really about being consistent with your approach, and that is a continuous theme that we have with many of our approaches. And how do you find your approach to help you stay consistent? What are them little points that you need to put into your habits to help you be consistent? That regularity of doing these things will, in time, takes time. We have to have patience with it, and that's all part of the approach of being consistent. Is you take a long-term view on it, will help you get, the optimal health that you're hopefully seeking. And then hydration with your eating habits. Making sure that you are keeping hydrated regularly through the day, not just drinking a whole load of water in one go and it going straight through you and out the other end. You need to make sure that it's a trickle feed of hydration throughout the day, so your body has time to be able to absorb it. And then obviously we're talking about supplementations. If you don't know what supplements to use or to take, it's a bit of a minefield out there, then you can just reach out to us, George Coaching, and we'll happily personally help you, because obviously we have an approach that is individual for people with their nutrition as well.
Yeah, I was just going to say there's lots of app trackers that people can use if they do need to make nutritional changes. I would say, small steps at a time. There's really good trackers out there that people can use to help understand what the nutritional value of the food that they're putting in is, and that can be a good start. And as you say, we're always available to give an individualized view and help with people on balancing out their nutrition.
Absolutely, and something we can offer everybody is just to take small steps. So if you just change one thing off the back of this today, then fantastic. That's a great thing to do. Everything in one go, it can be very, very challenging. However, if every day or every week you're just working on one small thing that you're improving, and you make a good habit of it, and then you layer in the next one, and you layer the next one, that is a really great way of changing your habits for better health. So we hope that has been useful. We hope that you've learned something there. And if you have learned something, just drop us a comment below, because it all helps. We're all in this together. So we'd love for you to share what you've learned. Again, if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please click subscribe. And if you're following us on a podcast, follow us. And also, if you don't already receive the Friday 5 as a GC Insider, then you can go to georgecoaching.com and get the Friday Five every Friday into your inbox.